everybody in Cambria County. We are excited to have you here. We are doing a live today with one of my friends that I've known, I think, since I was probably, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 years old. We'll talk about that in a minute. Fran Pletcher. She is a real estate agent and a very, very good one in Cambria County. And I'm so excited that she's here with us. If you're new to CambriaCounty.com and you're not really sure what it is, but you're on our Facebook page and you're like, well, what is the website? If you haven't got to check it out, I'm just going to share my screen here a moment and let you know what we have going on. We have a lot more in the works too for this website. We're really excited. We'll tell you about that in about 2 weeks. But if you're looking for business, you can come in here and type businesses. You can also search by categories. So if you're looking for a winery, you can go in and type in winery, B&L wine are going to show up. And the fun thing about this is anytime that you open these, you'll be able to find all their information, such as their address, phone number, website, Facebook, that kind of stuff. And the really cool thing is they're all in Cambria County. So sometimes when we search other things, of course, we can search Google or anywhere else. I know we do it all the time, but these are local people. And I know tons of people are always saying, shop local, support Saturdays, all kinds of different things like that, small businesses. And that's what CambriaCounty.com really is made for. It's to support people in our community. So if you're looking for events, something to do in the county, you can type in here, type in the city that you're looking for. So in Johnstown, I know B&L Wines, we're just ready, they're up here again too. They have some really cool things on Friday nights and also attractions, jobs, nonprofits, contests to give back. And today, our special guest, I'll show you if you're looking for her. And if you want to look at real estate agents, you can go and type real estate. You can go in and search right here. And everything that we're going to be talking about, if you want further instructions from I just called you Francisca because I was just talking to Francisca 5 minutes ago on another website, about another website. Okay, Fran. You can go into Keller Williams Exclusive Johnstown and open this up and you will see her information here too. All right, so without further ado, I'd like to jump into our guest speaker. So Fran, first of all, do you like Fran or Francisca?
My real name's Frances, but I go by Fran all the time. So okay. Most people know me by Fran, except from way back in school days, everyone called me Franny.
Oh, I remember that. I forgot about it. Okay. So, all right. And what company do you have in Cambria County?
So I have a local real estate company. It's Keller Williams Exclusive in Johnstown. We have 3 office locations, but I am the Cambria County person.
Okay. Just curious, I meant to ask you this before, not to put you on the spot. What is the exclusive part about this? Why is that?
So a lot of people formerly knew us as Heritage. So for many, many years in Cambria County, this business was Heritage Real Estate. I purchased it a little over 4 years ago from the previous owner, Keith Griffith, and we decided to go ahead and rebrand. So when we rebranded, we went with a new franchise, which is called Keller Williams, and we decided to be the exclusive real estate company in town. And I thought it was very fitting for us, especially with our expansion into Pittsburgh and Altoona. So exclusive just kind of wrapped us all around.
Very nice. What made you get into real estate? How did you start? Like 8 years ago?
It was truly a career day that they were holding, and it was many years ago. And at that time, I did have my own business. I had a daycare, and then I was in law enforcement. So someone had approached me and asked me to attend a career seminar, and I went, and I really didn't even know if it was for me or not. And after looking into it and the person approaching me several times saying, this would be a really great field for you, I decided to give it a shot. And now here it is over 20 years later, and I love it. So I'm still doing this.
And you have a pretty nice team there too. I've met a couple of your people. So tell us about your team.
So everybody in my office is independent contractors. So what that means is they run their own business within my business. And so we all work collectively together under Keller Williams, but we have 12 sales associates, and I apologize. A call from coming in on my phone. Okay. So we have 12 sales associates that sell throughout the Cambria County area, and many of them also work outside of the area as well, and cover a little bit further reach into Indiana, Blair, Somerset, surrounding areas.
Very nice. Okay. So our topic today is, what are the key...
I lost your voice, Tracy.
Oh, You can't hear me? Oh,
1 second. Are you there now?
can you hear me?
Okay, I got you back. Sorry,
Okay.
I think something happened when I got an incoming phone call.
That's happened to me too. And I always tell my friends and stuff and my coworkers and everybody else, I said, please always just text me, because if not, I'm on the phone or Zoom so much and it just goes beep, 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 beep all the time. So
Yeah.
text me. So anyway, yes. I wanted to find out, like, so today we're talking about what are the keys to buying a home. And that's so important, because so many people that I know that, that were renting or ready to buy their first home or second home, they're like, I don't even know what to do. And I was selling a home and you had helped me with that. So I think you're an amazing real estate agent for sure. And I think I've trusted you for any other things. We bought our house too, and we called you right away and said, hey, well, what do we do? You're very knowledgeable. So what can we tell the audience today if they're looking for home, purchasing it through you or through anybody? What are the key steps?
Yes, through anybody at all. Truthfully, the biggest thing is people don't realize they kind of have a budget set in their mind, thinking, oh, I can afford, certain amount each month or a certain purchase price that they have set in their mind. Their first step really should be calling a local lender. It might be wherever they bank. If they're not sure of who to use, they can certainly call a real estate professional that can give them some suggestions. We don't point any specific company in general, but we'll give them a lot of the local lenders in the area that they can call. They can get their credit checked, and then they can find out, based on whatever their debts and income is, what they can afford monthly. Once they know that monthly payment, they'll let them know, here's your budget to purchase a house. And that helps substantially when they are, I apologize.
Oh, okay. So we lost her. So I completely understand that. She's a very busy businesswoman. And I know sometimes, like, we get on these calls and we get sidetracked because the phone rings and stuff like that. I completely get it. So, I've talked to people about buying a home recently because I was selling a house in Johnstown. Oh, she's back. Let's see.
Are you still there?
Yes.
I am so sorry. I wish I knew how to stop phone calls from coming in when you're on a Zoom.
You know what? Yeah, there has to be a way, because there's a driving mode or something.
There probably is. And if I knew that answer, I would. But in any case, I don't know where it cut me off at. So I was saying about getting pre-approved and talking to your local lender. You'll know what your budget is. And then once you know what your budget is, definitely contact a real estate professional. Our office is always open and willing to help. We have set business hours, but we work 24 hours. So you can contact us anytime. You can call or text, and we can set up a search for you, help them just navigate all the homes that are available, give you some background if we know any information, share disclosures. And then from there, we set up appointments. But we walk people through every step of the way, answering questions, guiding them with inspections, helping them, find closing agents to help them with title work. So really anything that they need, we help through the entire process, beginning to end. And even after that sale ends, the biggest thing that I find people truly appreciate is after closing day and you get the keys, if you have a question, you can still pick up the phone and call or text us, and we're still able to help you. It doesn't end, our relationship doesn't end when the sale ends.
That's cool. Okay, so step one was knowing the budget. So sometimes people go and start looking at houses. They're like, I'm thinking about a house, or I saw this house, I'm going to go look at it. And a lot of times you're wasting, I think, your time, the realtor's time, the person that's selling time, because until you know what you can afford, I think that's truly the best thing. And if you don't know what that is, which you probably won't until you go to the bank with the interest rates and your credit and all that kind of stuff, that is the first step. So I think even many banks, from what I know, they actually have pre-approvals right on their websites. I know, like, one of our banks do. They said, instead of wasting your time and our time and everything, just go on the website, punch in the information, and it will tell you if you have a pre-approval or not. Then we can move forward. If you do not, there are other steps out there. So I know someone recently that their credit wasn't just quite where it needed to be, and they were not pre-approved. However, there's a new program sometimes that comes, there's all kinds of different programs out there. So it doesn't mean that you can't get a house. It just means there's different ways to get there. Correct?
Yes, and they can usually guide you with how to boost your credit score up or to pay off some of the debts that you might have that are holding you back. So they'll go through all of those options with you and let you know, even if you don't qualify today, you might qualify in a couple of months from now. So don't give up. We just won't actively be looking for a house right at the moment until you are qualified to do so. And many people say, you know, I don't really want to go through that hassle of getting approved until I know if I like the house or not. And we hear that very often. And though we understand completely, we also have to be very fair to the people that are selling homes. And you know, having someone come through that may not be able to purchase and just wants to look isn't fair to those folks that we're asking them, hey, can you leave your home for a half an hour and an hour?
20
so
times a
that
day.
people can come through and look. Yeah. And you know exactly what that's like when you're selling a home. It's a lot different, maybe something vacant versus occupied, but it certainly is a service that we want to make sure that we are helping that seller as well to bring in qualified buyers to look at the home. And then if they do like it, they are prepared to make an offer.
Just a side note, completely off topic somewhat, but did I ever tell you how we found our house and how we purchased our house?
I remember you finding it, wasn't it? I don't remember if it was someone you knew or someone that was advertising it, right?
No, it wasn't for sale at all. So my husband, this was crazy to think about, but my husband and I were looking for a house for quite some time. I wanted one area, he wanted the other area. So if you're married and you're fighting about areas, you pretty much know where I mean. It was like all the time. I kept saying I wanted this place and he wanted this one. And every time that we were looking, we were butting heads constantly of the location. And so finally I said, you know what, our daughter's young enough. We don't have to move for a good couple years. We knew the school district, you know, a couple different school districts that we wanted the kids in. And so I said, let's stop looking. Like, I'm tired of fighting about it. You know, our daughter's young enough. We have a couple years. If something comes to us, something comes to us, and then we'll start looking here, you know, and next year or something like that. So the very next morning after that conversation, he ended up calling me from work and said, hey, I know we weren't looking anymore, but can you please come look at a house, you know, tomorrow or today, actually. And I said, we just said this, blah, 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 blah. He said, I said, oh, it's in your area, right? Blah, 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 blah. And he said, yes, but I really think you're going to like this. So here he had went that morning, knocked on someone's door back in the woods and said, hey, I heard your house might be up for sale. And the lady's like, not that I know of. It's not for sale. I don't know. Was my husband doing something that I don't know about? Like joking. And here we just asked him if we could make him an offer, and I came and I really liked it too. So that's where we lived. And then we ended up calling you and helping us through that process and stuff too. So I think it's you know, it's interesting how you find your house. Sometimes it comes to you, sometimes you come to it, but knowing what you can afford at the time, so you're not wasting your time looking at houses that you can't, that's not in your budget, I think is definitely step one. So that's great information. Thanks, Fran, about that. Go to your bank knowing what you can afford first.
Yes.
Okay, number two. So you said number two is?
Number two then would be talking to real estate agent. And again, Keller Williams is always available to help. You can give us a call and then say, hey, you know, we've been pre-approved. And now once we know what type of loan you're approved for as well, that makes a huge difference. And a lot of people don't understand what that means because they think, well, if I qualify for whatever amount it is, then I should be able to see any house that is in that price range. The difference is some houses don't qualify for all types of loans. There's government loans out there. There's some rural housing loans. That means it has to be in a specific location. It couldn't be something in the city of Johnstown. There's also city loans and city grants, and you wouldn't be able to buy something in Richland or Westmont if you were trying to use a grant that is specific to the city. So once we know what program you're using, what type of financing and the amount, then we can help you search for the homes that meet that criteria as well. So again, so you're not wasting your time or anyone else's, it'll help us help you to search. And then from there, we have automated systems on the web where you tell us kind of how many bedrooms, baths, we know that price range. We set you up on an automatic email. And every time something new comes up on the market, it'll automatically update you. So you're awesome. Getting it instantly. And then you can say, hey, I like this one. And you text your agent and say, I want to schedule an appointment as soon as possible. So setting up that search is your next step is to starting to find a home.
That's great. And they don't always have to go, like if they choose your place and they end up finding it from another place, they can still call you and you can still show from, I never knew that years and years ago.
Yes.
I thought, well, if they're selling it, I have to call them. No, your people work. I mean, you work for the person calling you, right? Whether
Right.
it's selling or buying, you work for them.
Exactly. So if we're working with you as a buyer, that home can be something that is for sale by owner, that they found on the internet, that they found on Facebook, if they saw a sign somewhere. It could be something that's listed through another company. It really doesn't matter. We all work together and we're working for that buyer. So what'll happen is then we schedule the appointments for them, or we'll contact that owner if it's not listed for sale. And then we help you still through the process. So just kind of like your example there, that you went to the owner directly, you still needed help with paperwork and value, things like that. So absolutely, it doesn't matter who has it for sale, or if it's not even for sale at all, your agent can still help you through the process.
Yeah, just knock on someone's door.
Yeah, knock on someone's door. And I've done that actually.
Did
It's
you?
funny enough
That's
that,
cool.
yeah,
Okay.
someone has said something and, really loved a certain house, and either I send something to them in the mail and say, I have someone that's really been admiring your house. Would you be interested in selling, or could
Wow.
they take a look at it? So there's all kinds of ways that things like that happen.
Great. Okay, so basically the two main steps of finding out your budget, talking to your bank, talking to whoever that contacting you, and you can start showing them the property, correct?
Yes.
All right. Is there anything else that we didn't touch on that you feel that would be a good key to looking at a house, like inspections or anything like that? How does that work? Should they get it inspected, not get it inspected?
So we always advise everyone should be comfortable in what they're purchasing. And if they're not skilled to, sometimes you have someone that's already a contractor buying a house, and that's a little different. But your average individual, yes, I would certainly recommend that they get a home inspection. We have a list of local inspectors here around the area that when they make their offer, they can make it contingent on having all of the things tested that they would like to have checked. So it's everything from a general home inspection. They could just check for pests such as termites and things like that. They could check for radon, or anything else that they desire, is all things that are protecting them in the contract.
That's great. All right. Well,
Then we help them with negotiations afterwards. So
good. All right. Well, I appreciate you very much. I know you've helped so many people in the area. And if you're out there listening to this and you're looking to purchase a home, just give Fran a call. You can find her information, like I said, on CambryCounty.com. Search her. You can also, you guys have a Facebook page, I'm sure too, correct?
we have a Facebook page. It's Keller Williams Exclusive Johnstown. I have my own personal Facebook business page as well, and it's my name at Keller Williams. So yeah, you can certainly, there's no obligation. It's free consultations. We're absolutely willing to answer questions and help you along the way. We don't enter into a contract until you decide, yes, I want to move forward with having you as my agent. And when you hire us, that's when we kind of lock into place and have an agreement that we're going to be representing you.
Very cool. All right. Well, thank you for being in Cambria County and being with us today on CambryCounty.com. And we will share this on YouTube for further, like if you missed half of this or, part of it, or just jumping in. Of course, you can just watch it on the replay on our Facebook, but we'll also turn it into a YouTube channel, and it will be available to review later. All right.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Talk to you later.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye.